Alright, I'm going to start moving this sort of detail component around and place it, and then use a fill for the panel itself. So I'm just going to reset my temporary hide isolate, and there's that piece that I was using to create this from. But what I can do, and you can see how it's working, right? Like this guy comes in and that is on the wall and that goes into the wall, is I can now just pick this two-dimensional piece and kind of move it to where I need it to be. So if this guy is going to set directly into this piece, right, I can move it into that place, and then the panel, right, will sit directly right there. Actually it's in the same place, which is sort of interesting since that's separate from the other one, but that's fine. And then we'll draw the panel in. So let's say that this guy is going to go right in the middle. So it should allow you to pick sort of the middle of that, and it might align it. Sometimes it'll find it. You might be able to go to modify and align. Nope. So let's go ahead and manually move it. So I'll just move it from the midpoint there to that intersection, and then move it from there to there. Move it again, right, from there to there. Right, so you kind of have it sitting where it's going into this piece. Now we'll talk a little bit about like how heavy that is, if this piece spanning horizontally would be enough. We might need to make it vertical or something like that, or thicken it up, but for right now we'll leave it like that. And then what I want to do is let's just copy this guy down from there to there, right? So now we're running into an issue where this guy is hitting the floor, and then we won't have anything to connect it to. So maybe we don't care about the fact that this guy is there. We just worry about the verticals, like it only happens every 2 feet, and those verticals happen every 2 feet. So we don't really worry about that. So we just move it to where we need it to sit. So I'll move it, let's say move it up 3.5 inches, right? So that will be the panel. We can look and see, like right here, the panel overlap, right? Since we've got that from the bottom, it looks like it's about 2.5 inches, right? So if we want that to cover, right, then we would want this guy from here to there, and then move it up 2.5 inches. So these are things, that, so I'll just do 2.5 inches, right? These are sort of things that you'll start to figure out. And then I'll just make a detail line where the face of the vertical supports are. So I'll just make a detail line here, up vertically, right, to here, so you can see the edge of the vertical 2x6, and that's what these guys will be connected into. All right, and then maybe I do the same thing. I pick this guy and I copy it, from here to here, and then I move that down 2.5 inches. And that's a good enough place to start, right? If you don't have all of this information, just go in and go to the Annotate tab and draw a detail line that's dashed for the moment. Like if you know that's where a connection is going to happen, just do like a hidden dashed line that represents where that guy is going to be connected, and that wouldn't be there. It would just be, okay, we're going to connect here somehow, and I'm not sure how yet. All right, so okay, so now we've got that in, and now I'm just going to create a fill pattern that represents the panel itself. So if I go to the Annotate, there's filled region here. So if I go to filled region, it gives me a diagonal crosshatch, and it wants me to draw an outline for it. So I'll just draw a rectangle sort of from here, maybe all the way down, to here. Don't know how big that is. Looks like it's a little small, so I'll pick that and move it right from there to there. So that's kind of representative of that panel. And then I hit check, and it puts sort of a diagonal crosshatch in that. And if I go to hidden line, right, and let's hide this guy. I don't need to see it anymore. Now I've kind of got this panel in here. Now maybe you don't like that diagonal crosshatch. It's a little weird, right? And so what you may do is, and we also have still have the wall in the background, which is a little weird too. So we can adjust those things later. You can just, pick this guy and right click on it and hide in view element. So you're not looking at that. You're now kind of looking at the detail. And then we have this crazy, footrest thing that is now busting through here, but it's something you're going to have to deal with. You would either have to stop this guy right here and connect this footrest, right, and start it again, or stop it all together and have the footrest, at the bottom or something like that. So let's go ahead and update this fill pattern. So I'll pick the fill pattern and go to edit type, and let's see what we've got. We've got diagonal crosshatch, diagonal up, solid black. We've got our vertical lines. Let's just make a new one. So I'll just duplicate this one, and I'll name it solid gray. Okay, click OK, and instead of the diagonal crosshatch, I'll make it a solid, and I'll make it like a light gray. Click OK and click OK. So now that's like a light gray hatch. So you can kind of go in and play around with these things. The other thing you can do here is you could send this to back, right? And so you can kind of see those things going through there if you want to, or you could go in and actually do dashed lines, but I think that's good for now. But I think that'll get you started. I'll come back and maybe do the countertop after this.